Of all the protagonists in the Yakuza series, I think that Kiryu and Saejima are the most alike. This is communicated to the player in many ways, as your first time fighting Kiryu in the series is as Saejima. Even their fight styles are similar, specifically Kiryu's beast style in Yakuza 0. There are other elements they share within their combat, but I'm not far enough on the spectrum to get into it. In the Yakuza series, few characters carry as much weight as Taiga Saejima. Literally. In past videos, I've talked about how morally gray the characters in the series are, which some of you have been kind enough to point out that their questionable morality is the point. But of all the characters, the hardest to sympathize with is Saejima. Oji-san. An RGG doesn't really start trying until the last minute to make you like him. But despite the convoluted mess that is Yakuza 4, they still managed to make him a beloved character by the end of it. A man who traded his freedom for loyalty only to become the prisoner of his own guilt. A convict and a self-proclaimed fool, the story of Taiga Saejima is one of brotherhood, betrayal, and a lifetime of atonement. Today I want to look at Saejima as a character and understand the man behind the Ueno Seiwa massacre, and ask, was it all worth it? On the surface, Saejima is a pretty straightforward guy. From his reintroduction into the series in Yakuza Like a Dragon, you might assume he's just a chill guy, which I think is a missed opportunity. If you found this video without having played the previous games, hi, I'm Hazy Hezzy, and you should go play these games. Oh, you don't have 480 hours to speed through the story back to back? Fair enough. We're going to talk about Saejima's prison time in a moment, but it's hard to say if he was ever truly a free man. At the age of 20, he was already a rising star in the Sasai family, a subsidiary of the Tojo clan. In fact, Saejima was so effective that he was ordered to assassinate the patriarch of the Ueno Seiwa, a job that is not to be taken lightly. The assassination was set to take place on the day of the patriarch's release, and so Saejima calls on his sworn brother, Goro Majima.
Yeah, every day of the week I be turned up. When I step in the club, I'ma turn up. Ain't nobody in the club as fresh as us. Niggas hating on us, but they cash a bus. Walking Neiman Marcus, I'ma spend it back. Walking out the Prada store, all my haters mad.
And they plan to carry out the assassination together. Unfortunately, on the day of the hit, Majima is nowhere to be found. And seeing no other choice as he is duty to carry out his mission, Saejima takes all 8 guns and barges into the tiny Robin shop on the outskirts of Kamurocho and opens fire, pumping round after round after round into the heads, hands, and chests of some of the highest ranking members of the Ueno Seiwa clan, culminating with the assassination of its patriarch.
Ueno-san,
We'll get back to Majima, but suffice to say, Saejima is arrested for this crime and proceeds to spend the next 25 years of his life in prison. Like I was saying earlier, Kiryu and Saejima are the most alike, in my opinion. I mentioned their combat styles, but also in how loyal they are to the Tojo clan. Even though Kiryu does run from clan leadership, it's only because he feels that the clan would be better served by other hands than his. But where the two diverge is the motivation for their loyalty.
Kiryu was brought up admiring Yakuza, especially his senpai and father replacement Kazuma-san. He aspired to be just like him, but after taking responsibility for Haruka and the change that comes with becoming a father, he thought it best to leave the clan to care for orphans, as Kazuma did before him. While the Tojo clan was very much Kiryu's saving grace, he never needed the clan to succeed.
Saejima isn't just loyal. He's desperate. He's desperate when he joins the clan. He's desperate when he carries out the assassination. He's desperate when he refuses to kill the Russian in the underground Coliseum. It's his desperation that drives his loyalty. He believed killing would elevate his status, protect Majima, and free his sister Yasuko from poverty. Instead, It doomed all 3 of them. Fast forward 25 years, and while Saejima waits for his life to be claimed by the state, he's told that the one act he sacrificed his life for was null and void. The Ueno Seiwa are still around, causing trouble for the Tojo, and on top of all of that, he was set up from the beginning. This is Hamazaki, the man who stabs Kiryu at the end of Yakuza 3. He has a plan to uncover the truth and escape from the black site prison that they're being held in. Once again, desperate to get out, Saejima asks few questions when presented the plan and immediately goes to gather materials to make a grappling hook by trading his way up from a cigarette. This whole ordeal makes the player desperate too, because the game gives you very little to go on as you run back and forth across the prison yard, trying to figure out which one of these motherfuckers is who on account you can't see their holes.
You know they love to see them buttholes. They want you to wink at them the whole 9, so I gotta show them. They want to see. They only know you by your butthole in there. They see my face, and they're like, oh, who are you again? And then I just bend over, I show them the butthole. Oh, Wes Watson, how you doing, bro? What's up? Nice to meet you again.
After successfully cobbling the materials needed to create a grappling hook outside of the watchful eye of the guards, you launch a prison break, which is honestly kind of a bitch to get through unless you play on New Game Plus with a full inventory. Little pro tip for you. Hamazaki is shot, even though you kicked this guy's ass several times over the course of this scene. And since there's not much you can do, you're off to Okinawa, somehow surviving the unpredictable ocean, the freezing cold temperatures, and not to mention the wounds that we got from the prison escape, because we did not get through this without getting hit. With all of that backstory, it kind of makes you forget that this happens right after. Once again, Saejima is confronted with his own desperation, and thank God that this time he wins out. What makes the end of Yakuza 4 so powerful, despite its rough landing, are these constant battles with his own desperation. When Saejima is finally welcomed back into the clan, he is given his own family, a light penance for what he went through, 25 years ago and now. But this is the first time Saejima has ever tasted anything close to freedom. He's no longer desperate for money, or desperate for approval, or desperate to rise in the ranks and be successful. He is the head of his own family now, and his own destiny is up to him. There's probably some saying about true freedom only being found in discipline, but as you can see from my upload schedule, I'm not disciplined enough to know it. Saejima's backstory is one of the most impactful in the series, directly connected to Majima's evolution throughout the series and setting up a redemption arc that does graduation levels of work for Taiga Saejima's character, and he runs with it into what I can only hope is a stellar appearance in Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. I bought a physical copy, so it might be a minute before you see any content from me on it, but it's coming. Thanks for watching. Bye.